Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. In this video, we'll be continuing our integration of Cursor with Unity. So in one of the previous videos, I had told you how to integrate Cursor into Unity, and if you have not watched the video, I'll recommend you to click the above link. So continuing here, in this video, we'll focus on how to integrate Unity documentation into Cursor. So basically, if you see in the Cursor features, you'll see one of the feature is you can chat with the cursor to use the documentation, and it has a lot of popular libraries added into the documentation, but currently Unity documentation is not added. So we'll see how to add it and then how to use documentation during development. So let's move back to our project. So we are in our project here. Sorry, it's just compiling some previous script I was working on. Okay, so I'll open this script in Cursor, and you can see, this is Cursor environment again. And now if you go to settings, you can open the Cursor settings here, and there is an option called features here. So in the features, I'm not doing code-based indexing because it will take a lot of time to index, as I told in the previous video, but you can see the docs section here. Now how this docs work is, let's say if I want to chat with the documentation, so if I just click @ it will show what I can add, various things here. So lint errors, docs, web, there are various things, but we are focusing on docs this time. So let's click docs, and it has a lot of docs, like it's a React. So these are some official documentation which are already added in Cursor. So they are provided in the, what we can say, the installation of Cursor, but not Unity documentation. So I'll show you how to add Unity documentation. So you go back to the Cursor settings, and as you can see, I have already added some custom documentation here, so in which there is this Unity docs and Unity scripting reference as well. But I'll show you, if someone wants to do it from scratch, you can go to Unity and just copy this link. Similarly, you can also later on copy the link for scripting API reference as well. But now let's copy the link for the manual and just add a new doc, paste this link, and you add the doc. You can write whatever name you want. So I have written Unity docs, but if I confirm, so you say Unity is already taken. So I'll just put some different name. Let's say Unity docs 1. This is just for the reference. This is just for the demonstration I'm showing. So now if you see, it has already indexed because I have already indexed it. So it has shown it is already indexed. But if when you're doing for the first time, it will show like this, indexing. So actually this is still indexing some of, because there are many pages in a documentation. If you see, there are thousands of pages here. So it will crawl through all the various pages, and it will keep it for as a reference. And I'll show you how powerful it is. So I'll just delete this one because I already have it. Yeah, I accidentally deleted it, but so I already have it. So now if you see, we'll go back to our script, one of the scripts, and we can start chatting with the documentation. So how to do it? Now we'll just ask a simple question to it. Let's say @docs. If we click docs, we can select Unity docs, and I'll ask the question, what are some of the collision parameters to be used, that can be used when checking an object or when checking collision with an object. Okay. So I have selected GPT-4o Mini because this is like a good model for summarization documents. We don't need to use, because we are not doing any complex logic here. We just want to refer the documentation and get a documentation. And this in the Cursor Pro plan, GPT-4o Mini has unlimited use cases. So I'll just click on this, and I'll click enter, and let's see what it gives. So as you can see, it has generated this document. It has given an answer. And you can also see like what all pages it has referenced. So it has gone through many pages in which there is collision mentioned, and it is giving you this answer. In Unity, when checking for collisions with an object, several parameters and properties can be utilized to control and manage collision detection. So you can see how it has given a proper answer. So you don't need to go and directly reference the documentation. You can directly ask any question that you want here. Now let's see, I've used this here, use collision detection to check if the parameter has collided with the wall. So I want to now use contact points here. So what I'll do is I'll just select this script and I'll click edit, and I'll also mention docs here because I want to have some specific implementation here. So I will just click Unity docs, implement contact points. So I've selected this script, so it will only apply to this script, and I'll click. So you see it is given for each contact point in collision.contacts debug.log contact point. So as you can see, whatever class you want to reference, you can directly reference in the docs and you can ask it here. I'll show you one more use case of this, and you will soon start getting ideas on how powerful this is during our development process. Okay, so I'll create a new chat here. Now this is actually my Meta project, Meta XR Quest project, and this is a completely different script. It's a Meta XR script. But still, what we can do is I'll ask Unity to see, check if this script is optimized properly as per the guidelines for Unity optimization. So this is one of the examples that you can use it for. Oh sorry, I just wrote @checks, so I'll just need to add docs here, @docs, and if you select docs, again select Unity docs, and let's see what we get. Nice. So as you can see, it is showing again which pages it referenced, and it is giving a specific answer. So to optimize this script according to Unity's optimization guidelines, here are some suggestions based on the provided code and relevant documentation. So first is like null checks. Avoid null checks in tight loops. In your update hand tracking method, you check if hand is null and if it's tracked. If this method is called every frame, consider caching the result of hand.isTracked to avoid repeat checks. Avoid repeated access. You repeatedly access in the update debug info method, you repeatedly access properties of hand. Cache these values before the loop to avoid unnecessary calls. So can you understand how powerful this is? You can start optimizing as you are developing. You don't need to wait before writing everything and then go for optimization. Just with the help of Unity documentation, and also it has some, because it is working on GPT-4o Mini, you can also move to Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and you can suggest for optimization guidelines. So it will then reference in its data on various code bases that it has referenced, and it can give you some guidelines. But this is like coming from the horse's mouth, which is the Unity documentation. So let's see if we want to use this one, avoid repeated access. So I'll say, can you do the optimization mentioned in the second point above? Instead of do, will say, can you apply the optimization mentioned in the second point above? Let's see. Certainly. So it's doing here. So maybe I think it's not applying the second point. We will specifically ask it to do this optimization, avoid repeated access. No, I mean this one. So if you see now, it will try to apply this. And if I want to apply this script here, I'll just click apply, and you'll see it has quickly applied everything. Now this is giving issues because again, this is just Unity documentation, not meta documentation. So you may need to combine it with meta documentation to fix this. But you can see if you are working with specific, what we can say, Unity based script, then you can use it to optimize it pretty easily. But let's say we reject this because anyway it's giving some issues, but here we can apply it because here it is just giving, it is caching the information previously and it is just using the variables here. Just hit click. Oh, so if you see now it is giving, it has taken these as parameters, so we need to have it here somewhere. And if you just see, if I click enter, it is showing the tab here. And see, just by pressing tab, all the errors are fixed. So it was showing, it was not able to implicitly convert, but if I just clicked here and then press tab, because there is one feature in Cursor which is the tab feature, it's called Cursor tab. So it's basically just auto completes the script line. So it just what we can say, once enabled, it is always on and it will suggest edits to your code across multiple lines. So just by clicking, we have fixed all these issues, and now this is an optimized script that we can use. So this is what I wanted to show in this demonstration, that how you can use Unity documentation and even other documentation of any SDKs that you're using, like I'm using the MetaXR SDK for this project, in the documentation here. So that's it. I'll be making more Cursor videos in coming ahead because I want to explore this functionality of how we can improve the efficiency of our development and how we can use AI more and more during development and write optimized code and make our games work faster. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.